Hey guys, welcome to the Wealth Planning channel. And today we're going to be talking about wealth thinking as well as getting ready for the new year. I usually do this every year as part of my, year end and planning for the following year as I set goals, business and personal, and I'll be showing you guys the 6 wealth elements that I have come to find useful for my business and personal life. Let's get into it. Wealth thinking. So, what wealth thinking is about is it's a concept that I derived ever since I started bright planning, which is around 2015. And basically, before I actually went full into business, I used to be a financial advisor. And what financial advisors would do is each and every year with your clients, typically every 12 months, right? You would have to sit down with the client and review your financial planning. And the point of doing this was to make sure that your financial planning is meeting the needs that were originally established when the relationship between the financial advisor and the client was started. And because a lot of things happen through the year in terms of family dynamics, business dynamics, income, all sorts of things, health and wealth. And it's very important to have what we used to call a plan for life. So wealth thinking involves 6 elements, and these 6 elements are basically what I believe and have come to believe that they cover your general life in such a way that you are not planning only one thing within your life, but you're actually planning multiple things, and they are helping your life to progress collectively. When talking about business, we are looking at all of your income generating assets or your income generating solutions and laying it out there in order to understand all of the income that comes to you as basically to your portfolio. Now, if you are not an entrepreneur, your employment status or you being an employee is your business. So the main part of this point is for you to establish all of your income generating solutions, and you place them here and you start planning for them. For example, if you have a business, you're going to have a one-page business plan whereby you talk about your services that you provide, you talk about your customers, you talk about basically I'll put a link down below. A nice thing that can help you, the business model canvas. This is a very nice summary quick snap tool that helps you to cover your business. And I'll try to make a video where I actually practically apply and basically use the business model canvas. So I'll put a link down below so you guys can download this business model canvas, and basically it'll come with some few instructions on how to use it. And that's how basically you can construct a one-page business plan so that you can have a understanding of your business and basically your portfolio. Now, financing should not be confused with business, because here we're talking about your personal financing, that, or in other words, the money that comes straight towards you. And the things that we consider here is investment and savings planning, retirement planning, insurance planning, as well as wills and estate planning. All of these can also contribute towards your tax planning, but that's on an overall status. And this is why it's very important to separate your business from yourself, because when it comes to these elements, a lot of tax inefficiencies are a lot of tax efficiencies a lot of tax efficiencies are lost simply because people are mixing their business and their personal financing. And going back to my analogy talking about financial advisory, this is where we would talk with clients about the various elements that I've mentioned, because when you look at investment and savings planning, you're talking about how you can set short-term financial goals that help you, and you have solutions that help you to achieve those goals, as well as long-term savings, or setting up whether it could be an emergency plan or some sort of savings you're planning to buy a house, whatever the case may be. Another thing is retirement planning. It's very important to have money for your personal needs stashed up in some sort of vehicle to help you, so that one day when you're unable or when you just retire, you have enough money to not, to basically live a decent life. So it's very important, guys, to consider whether you're in business or in employment, you need to have a retirement plan. And lastly, the grudge purchases, your insurance, right? Insurance and medical expenditure. Here we'll look at medical aids, you look at life insurance, funeral cover, disability cover, and basically these are the type of things that are risk management. You are taking care of yourself in order to ensure that if any unfortunate thing were to happen, you are able to maintain somewhat of a quality of life. Once again, very different when looking at your business outlook versus your personal life outlook. So it's very important, guys, to separate the two and understand these work hand in hand, and they work so that you can fully and comprehensively set up your life for success. Personal development. It's very important to really address this point, because at the end of the day, guys, I always say this to clients. When you're growing up through school, you went to nursery school, primary, high school, and subsequently tertiary, all of your life during those periods, you were being told the next year you're going to level up. In other words, you go to grade 1 and you work through the year, next year going to grade 2, and so on up until you get to grade 12, whereby you go to tertiary, and once again you start leveling up as you go through your tertiary years. Now, once you've done all of that, you are living your life, you're a fully fledged adult. What is your next leveling up? Now, this is where personal development becomes very important. While you're still in school, it might not be as important because there's a lot going on in terms of your personal development. But once you've left school, it's very important you address personal development. Because if you don't address personal development, that's where your brain starts to work less, because it's not placed into a development stage. And for me, personal development can come in the form of reading books, can come in the form of online courses, can come in the form of going back to school and studying, whether it's a short course or getting another degree, or going into postgrad qualifications, whether it's a master's, PhD, doctorate, whatever the case may be. It's very important to have personal development. So once again, on a yearly basis, put down the things that you want to learn. For example, in my case, I make sure that every year I learn a new skill. Now, since 2015, I'll make a video highlighting this, by the way, because I'd like to share my latest skill that I'm going in with into the new year. I've been learning multiple skills. I mean, from 2015, I learned website development. 2016, I learned basically how to, use my my accounting and business skills to start a business and effectively do what I'm doing. 2017, I started, studying how to make videos and social media. 2018, I went fully into YouTube and, starting to get, the grips of how to do what I'm doing. And in 2019, basically learned how, or I sharpened my business skills in order to, elevate my business and so on. So I'll surprise you guys with the 2020. I wouldn't say I learned much. I just refined everything that I learned. And then 2021, that's where I'll surprise you guys. So in any case, the main thing is, guys, have a plan for your personal life, whether you want to learn a new skill or just do something that's totally out of the norm that you're usually doing. The point is learning to do something. Personal development. Never stop learning, because that's how you maintain competitiveness. That's how you maintain your sharpness, and effectively, once again, we're building towards success. Now, it's very important at this point you've considered your business, your finance, and personal development. Then you start looking to your family, because you cannot support others without making sure that you are ready and able to support them. At this point, you're able to know how much of yourself you can share with your family, because at the end of the day, it's very important to establish within your family. Because remember now, especially when you get older, start having your own family, moving away from your parents and your siblings. You remember you are starting a new family, and it's very important to prioritize your immediate family. In other words, your wife or your husband, your children. Those are your immediate priorities, and making sure that they are taken care of, and then you start looking to take care of the remainder of your family. Now, once again, why this is important is because now, in most cases, I mean, this is South Africa. We live in the economy that we're living in. Most people already struggle to take care of their immediate family. So, with black tax and all sorts of other things that come into play, it becomes even more difficult. So, once again, this is why this wealth thinking is so important, because you are starting to have a snapshot of your wealth and recognizing how you are able to really supplement other people's lives, but also making sure that you're okay. Because if you're not okay, you'll notice that at the health section, there are certain things that we need to address. Now, bring it back to the family. Remember, we want to focus on making sure that you have enough resources available to take care of your family. In some cases, you could have employment opportunities within your business. That's where you can consider involving family. You can have enough cash reserves in order to send money home, support your kids, whatever the case may be. The main point, without getting too much into it, once again, comment down below. Let me know if you want me to discuss certain aspects in more detail. I will do that. The main thing here is to take care of your family, knowing how you can, after making sure that you are able to do, because now you have addressed yourself personally, and then now you are able to avail yourself in a limited way. Very, very important, guys. Do not give your all in terms of financial resource to family, because at the end of the day, it's gonna have dire consequences. When it comes to health, it's very, very important. I mean, at the end of the day, what's the whole point of being wealthy and rich and your health is just not in the best shape? Because at the end of the day, what's the point of making a lot of money and you subsequently, and God forbid, die simply because of not living a healthy lifestyle? Now, health can encompass many things. It's not just about fitness and having supreme, physical, presence. It's also about your mentality. It's also about, basically all aspects that deal with your body, right? It's very important to not put yourself in stressful situations unnecessarily, and basically emotional intelligence, guys. Very, very important to develop your emotional intelligence as you make sure that your health is a priority. Because at the end of the day, if you do not take care of the best asset that you have, which is your body, then everything else in terms of your plan will be quite redundant, simply because you have the finances, you have the nice, wonderful businesses and everything, and you're supplying your family, all for your health to come and interrupt and basically disrupt that and take it away. Now you can start to realize that everything that you've been planning for will simply fall away. So it's very important to, have a plan in terms of exercising, in terms of whether it's going to gym, taking a jog, or taking a walk, whatever the case may be. Have a plan to just do something physical. Have a plan to be able to deal with your mind. One of the things that I do when it comes to dealing with my mind is I listen to, these ambient sounds, these sounds that help with relaxation, concentration sounds, and all sorts of things, just to, bring it all together. Or I can even sometimes do it while working, whatever the case may be. At the end of the day, I put myself in such a situation that I deal with my mind, which affects my body, and vice versa. I watch what I eat. I eat in particular ways, and it's not to say I have this crazy diet. My diet is I eat anything, but at the end of the day, I choose where to eat. I choose how I eat, because also I don't want to eat in such a way that I spend too much money on food. I don't want to eat in such a way that I focus too much on just eating greens or whatever the case may be. The main point is I eat in such a way that my mental state is satisfied with the way I eat, as well as I have enough fuel in my body rather than just eating junk to be able to meet the demands of my lifestyle. Spirituality. Now, this one I always leave for last, simply because it's very important. After considering all of these big picture ideas and penning them down and having really gone into what you have needed to gone into, once again, very, very important to have a spiritual element to everything that you do, simply because there is a spiritual element in everything that we do. Lately, with all these, these videos that once I've been seeing, people using snakes for success, whatever the case may be, those are part of your spiritual consideration. Remember, you cannot just become rich or wealthy by mistake, where especially considering that you have to do a few things that we've gone through, the past 5 elements on the physical realm, but you need to also believe in something. Belief is very important, and spirituality covers that. I'm not going to suggest that you need to also consult and get some sort of an animal, whatever the case. I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is you need to believe in something, because even people that don't believe that they don't believe. So in other words, everybody believes in something. Make sure that you have that ironed out. Make sure you build on that, because whatever it is that you build on, it will help you simply because you believe in it. I always say to people, I'm a Christian, so obviously my spirituality is based on Christian based principalities, and therefore I keep telling people we're not factualists, we believe. Not everything that you believe in has to be a fact. You personally are convinced by it, and therefore you believe. It's as simple as that. So whatever that encompasses your belief, you dive into it and you do what you do, or you do what you need out of it that pulls into your spirit, into your physical realm. In other words, there's benefits that you pull out of it and you believe in them. So effectively, that's what spirituality is about. You need to have something that you believe in, because in business things can get tough. So you need that extra energy, that existential energy that comes from somewhere, that you believe that it comes from and gets into your life to believe. Sometimes maybe you could believe you're just a lucky guy. That's a belief, guys. Whatever that you believe in, at the end of the day, it's just very important, guys, to believe in something. Because once again, I've already said, you cannot just not believe. There's always something that you believe in. And whatever it is, sharpen that sense, sharpen that tool, because your overall life, or your overall plan, your wealth thinking your overall wealth thinking depends on how and what you believe in. So guys, if you don't stand for something, you stand for nothing. So that's why it's very important you make sure that you believe in something, because whatever that you spiritually believe in, it fights for you. It really fights for you guys, and it's a war out there, because if you don't have your spirituality game sorted out, trust me, there are other people that definitely have their spiritual game sorted out, and do not let that slip away. Really consider it, guys. Once again, let me know in the comments if you want me guys to elaborate a little bit more on the previous others or this one, whatever the case may be. Just let me know, and I'll definitely have a consideration to do it for you guys. All in all, that's it, guys. I really hope this video will help you guys to plan for the new year. As I said, I'm planning to do a slightly more deep dive video of me actually practically doing some of these things, if not all of them. I really appreciate you guys' comments down below, and just to really point me out on the things that maybe you would want some elaboration on. But at the end of the day, guys, these are the wealth thinking elements. These are the elements that I use to plan my year. I make sure that these things are put together. I put my goals into them, and obviously dividing them in the way that I've shared with you guys helps a lot to make sure that you don't miss anything, and you go into life with a purpose. You go into the new year driven, and you know what you're fighting for, and effectively you go and get it. So guys, really appreciate you watching. Once again, please subscribe to the channel, like and share this video, as it really helps the channel. Once again, guys, really hope you learned something, and see you on the next one. Cheers.